And within those cells, we have this other little tiny organelle called mitochondria. And we have over 100,000 trillion mitochondria. Now, mitochondria are why we eat food. Okay? Let's see if this works. So when we eat something very nourishing, such as that oatmeal you folks had today, it goes into our system. The body processes it, sends it the nutrients, remember it's filled with nutrients, throughout the body. And good things happen. Okay? But when we actually start looking at what happens, the nutrients start being transferred into the cellular system, they get absorbed into the mitochondrial system, and actually we create great balance. And energy is created. But when we eat other things that actually are termed non-foods, we have a whole different reaction. Okay? And the body starts going into chaos. And you don't know it, but it actually happens every single time you consume a non-food product. And the reason is that the nutrient-less foods actually cause very negative reactions. If you notice, there's less colors here. And the colors are indicating on the nutrients. And what happens is the mitochondria go into a complete chaotic cycle. They don't know what to do, and then you have this electron that they need, and there's a whole imbalance. But when we actually go a little bit deeper into this at the same time, we actually have an effect on our lives. People who live with balance versus people who live out of balance, sadly, there's a difference in life. There's a great difference in life. And as you can see, the ones who live in balance will live a lot longer. What I was really fascinated by is that our cells are not programmed to die. We kill them. And so when we incorporate things like bigger forms of oxygen, exercise versus a life of lethargy, we have a whole different approach. And so we actually look at life a little differently. At least I do. And I value myself on the left, not on the right. But there's other ramifications at the same time. When we eat these foods and we put them into our system, we have a mucosal lining that's very susceptible to problems. And so when we look at this, some of these ingredients that we consume every day actually penetrate our mucosal lining in our gastrointestinal system. And I don't know if anybody's ever thought about it, but think about your proximity of your stomach, your gastrointestinal system, to your other organs. And so what happens is we actually start eating too much sugar, and it penetrates and creates holes in our mucosal line. We have very small cells down there. They're very susceptible to death. And so what happens is they actually create holes in the system. It's very close to our heart. It's very close to all our organs. And I'll tell you, some of the problems in this, now I face this because I've actually had a mother who died at my age. By the way, I've lived longer than she did now.
Awesome.
And so here, part of this is the impact is great. It's not emotion. The impact, okay, I don't know why this is not going. The impact affects every component of our body. It affects our neurological system, it affects our cardiovascular system, it affects our pancreatic system. When we go deep, not just our gastrointestinal, but our hormonal system, all of it is impacted. And so all of this is avoidable. And it's all through something so simplistic and so logical and so human. It's just called essential nutrients. And they're called essential for a reason. Now, on that note, I'm going to actually let everyone know I have a lot of talking tonight, so I don't want to bore you with much more. And this evening, I have the joy of actually having everybody come to me to talk, so any questions you can save for later. But I'm actually going to take this now, and I'm going to transition over to